A night that changed everything. Hannah Graham was a vibrant, promising University of Virginia student with her whole future ahead of her. It was a Friday night in September 2014 when she went out with friends, full of life and laughter. No one could have known that this ordinary night would take a sinister turn, changing her life and her community forever. As the night wore on, surveillance cameras captured Hannah walking alone through the streets of Charlottesville. Her steps were erratic, her path uncertain. It was the last time anyone would see her alive. The disappearance sent shockwaves through the university and beyond. Friends, family, and strangers alike banded together, holding candlelight vigils and organizing massive search efforts. A haunting message echoed through the crowd. "Hannah, we want you back where you belong. We love you more than words can express." For Aaron, a fellow student who had once lived on the same dorm floor as Hannah, the news was deeply unsettling. "I didn't know her well," she admitted, "but this hit so close to home. We never imagined something like this could happen here." But as the community rallied, a name surfaced: Jesse Matthew Jr. To the outside world, Matthew was an unassuming man, kind-hearted, friendly, and eager to help others. Yet beneath his gentle facade lay a history of violence. Years earlier, Matthew had been accused of sexual assault at 2 different universities, but he had avoided charges by slipping away, leaving his accusers in silence and his crimes unpunished. After abandoning his college football dreams, he settled into a series of low-profile jobs, one of which was as a taxi driver in Charlottesville. When investigators delved deeper, a horrifying connection emerged. DNA evidence linked Matthew to an unsolved 2005 rape case in Fairfax County, where a young woman had been brutally attacked as she walked home. For years, the case had gone cold, with no suspects in sight, until now. Then, the most chilling discovery of all. Matthew was also tied to the 2009 disappearance of Morgan Harrington, a Virginia Tech student who had vanished after a concert. Like Hannah, Morgan's life had been cut tragically short. Her remains were found months later in a rural field, and the same DNA evidence pointed to Matthew as her killer. As the pieces of this horrifying puzzle came together, law enforcement finally had enough evidence to confront Matthew. In 2016, he confessed to the murders of both Hannah Graham and Morgan Harrington. Justice, it seemed, had been served. But for the families of the victims, the wounds ran too deep to heal. Gil Harrington, Morgan's mother, reflected on the tragedy. "We're not invested in retribution," she said. "What we wanted was to stop Jesse Matthew, and that has been accomplished." Determined to honor their daughter's memories, the Harringtons and the Grahams turned their grief into action. They established scholarships, organized memorial events, and launched advocacy campaigns. One of their most impactful initiatives, Save the Next Girl, aimed to educate young women about the dangers of predatory behavior. Their efforts also inspired legislative change. In 2018, Virginia passed a law mandating DNA collection for a broader range of misdemeanor offenses, creating a crucial tool to prevent future crimes. In December 2020, Jesse Matthew Jr., diagnosed with stage 4 colon cancer, was transferred from prison to a hospital. While his health declined, the families of his victims found solace not in his suffering, but in the knowledge that he could harm no one else. Today, Hannah Graham and Morgan Harrington's legacies endure through the lives they continue to touch. Their stories serve as a stark reminder of the darkness that can lurk behind a seemingly ordinary exterior, and the power of a community united in hope and resilience. They are gone, but not forgotten. Their families' tireless advocacy ensures that their names will forever be a beacon for change, a warning, and a promise to save the next girl.